All right, ready to dive deep into love triangles.
Always up for a deep dive.
I think everyone's got some kind of fascination with love triangles.
Yeah, it's like a train wreck, right? You kind of don't want to look, but you can't help yourself.
So for this deep dive, we've got a bunch of different articles, some classic literature, and even some psychological studies.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're really going in deep.
Yeah, the goal is to figure out what is it about these love triangles that just grabs us, and what can we learn from all the drama?
I like that, looking for those teachable moments in the mess, right?
Exactly. But first, we got to make sure we're all on the same page. How would you actually define a love triangle?
Hmm. Well, at its core, I think it's any situation where you have three people and at least two of them have romantic feelings for the same person.
Right, but that feels pretty broad, doesn't it?
Oh, for sure. I mean, you've got unrequited love, where someone's feelings aren't returned.
Yeah, classic love triangle setup.
Then there's infidelity, which is a whole other level of complication.
Oh yeah, infidelity definitely adds fuel to the fire.
And then, there are the situations where the lines between friendship and romance get all blurry.
Ah, those emotional entanglements, always a recipe for trouble.
It really is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I guess it's that basic setup, but with tons of different variations.
Okay, that makes sense. So we've got the definition down. But why are we all so obsessed with these stories?
It's interesting. I was reading this study about how love triangles tap into our primal instincts.
Primal instincts. Like, what do you mean?
Like they trigger feelings of jealousy and possessiveness, which are deeply rooted in our evolutionary history.
Oh, wow. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's like on some level, we're all afraid of losing someone we love to a rival.
Right, that fear of rejection, of being replaced.
Exactly. And love triangles kind of force us to confront those fears, even if it's just through fiction.
It's like we're getting a little dose of that anxiety, but in a safe way.
Yeah, and maybe by watching other people go through it, we can learn how to deal with those feelings in our own lives.
That's an interesting perspective. So let's talk about the emotional roller coaster that comes with love triangles.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's a whole other level of complicated.
Jealousy, guilt, confusion.
Hmm.
It's like a recipe for emotional chaos.
It really is. And I think what makes it even harder is that the communication in these situations is usually a disaster.
Yeah, like how do you even begin to have those conversations?
Right. It takes so much honesty and vulnerability, which can be terrifying.
Plus, you're constantly worried about hurting someone's feelings.
Exactly.
Hmm,
And so often, people just avoid those tough conversations altogether, which only makes things worse.
that makes sense. So with all this drama and heartache, how do love triangles typically end?
Well, there are a few possibilities. Sometimes one person makes a choice and the triangle breaks apart.
So like someone finally picks a side.
Yeah, and that can be a relief for everyone involved, even if it means heartbreak for someone.
Right, because at least the uncertainty is gone.
Exactly. But then there are those situations where the relationships are redefined.
Redefined. You mean like they become friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe they find a way to have a polyamorous relationship if everyone is open to that.
Interesting. So it's not always a clean break.
Nope, not always. And of course, there are those times when things just completely fall apart, leaving everyone hurt and confused.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. So I guess the ending of a love triangle is never really predictable, is it?
Not really. It depends so much on the individuals involved and their willingness to communicate and be honest with themselves and each other.
Right, that self-awareness and honesty are crucial. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We really have.
We've talked about the definition of love triangles, the psychology behind our fascination with them, the emotional turmoil they create, the communication challenges.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It really has. So what are some key takeaways for our listeners?
Well, I think the biggest one is that love triangles are complicated.
And messy.
Oh, yeah, definitely messy. But they also offer valuable lessons about love, relationships, and ourselves.
Yeah, like maybe they can help us understand our own needs and desires better.
Absolutely. And even if you're not currently tangled up in a love triangle, I think these insights can help you navigate any relationship.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's all about communication, respect, and being true to yourself.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So to wrap things up, we'll leave our listeners with this thought. Can love truly be divided?
Oh, that's a good one.
Is it a finite resource, or can it expand to encompass multiple connections?
Definitely something to ponder.
Yeah, keep that in mind as you navigate your own relationships, and maybe the next time you encounter a love triangle, you'll see it in a whole new light.
That's what these deep dives are all about, right?
Exactly. All right. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into love triangles.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time.
Bye.